Megan has worked all her life as a teacher. Now she has been on well-deserved retirement for more than a year. And recently, during a medical examination, Megan got a terrible diagnosis. The woman did not believe it at first, because she felt good and every year she passed a checkup. But the little-spoken doctor said that cancer sometimes develops in a couple of months. Hiding his eyes, the doctor added that it was too late to make an operation. He prescribed analgesics and sent the woman home. Megan had no children. At first, she and her husband were in no hurry to have children. And then he suddenly died of a ruptured aorta. So Megan was left alone. After finding out about the disease, Megan cried for 2 weeks. She barely ate and did not go out. Soon she calmed down a little and came to terms with her illness, as psychologists say. To distract herself from her difficult thoughts and to occupy herself with something, the woman decided to clean the house and throw out all the unnecessary things. So in the evenings, she began to go through her closets and drawers. Some things she put in a box to give to the charity fund, and some without pity to the trash. And one late evening, she carried several weighty bags to the trash bins outdoors. After throwing them to the bottom of the trash container, the elderly woman was about to leave, when suddenly she heard someone whimpering pitifully. She looked closely and saw something dark and trembling behind the trash container. She asked who it was, and in response, someone whimpered. Megan was afraid to come closer. It might be a rabid dog, but then she remembered that she had nothing to lose. The woman came very close, and only then she was able to see the boy who was hugging the dog. She asked what he was doing there at this time of night. The boy explained that his dog Kobe was tied up, and he could not leave it alone. Megan noticed a thick rope wrapped around Kobe's neck, and it stretched somewhere behind the garbage bin. She told the boy to wait and went home to get a knife and a flashlight, and then returned. Soon the dog was released, and the boy and his dog stood in front of Megan. The woman affectionately asked the boy to tell her where he lived and why he was here with the dog. It turned out, the boy's name was Tom, and he had lived a long time with his mother, and his father was imprisoned. His mother bought a puppy for Tom while his father was away. But when he came back recently from prison, he got outraged and told Tom to get Kobe out of the house. The boy refused, and then his father angrily grabbed the dog, brought him here and tied it up. Tom followed them carefully, found his dog, and decided to stay with him rather than leave him here alone. Megan was shocked by his father's cruelty, and not knowing what else to do, she suggested that Tom come to her for tea and cake and decide together what to do next. At Megan's home, Tom got a little bolder from the tea he drank and her kind appearance. He began begging Megan to keep Kobe with her. He promised to visit them every day after school, walk the dog, and bring him food. Kobe lay at the boy's feet and looked at Megan with intelligent black eyes as if asking to keep him too. Megan smiled and agreed on one condition: Tom should warn his mother. Then she accompanied Tom home. At the entrance, the boy said goodbye to her and Kobe, and disappeared behind the front door. And Megan took Kobe to her place. When she got home, she sat down on the couch, and Kobe settled down at her feet. The woman looked into the dog's smart eyes and told him the conditions of living in her house. No barking, no chewing of slippers, and many other things she listed for the dog. Kobe listened, and his eyes expressed understanding and obedience. Megan was sure he understood her perfectly well. The next day, Tom dropped by after school and took the dog for a walk. Kobe was happy to see the boy, and they spent great time together. So week after week went by, and winter came. The boy and the elderly woman became very good friends. Sometimes, Megan helped Tom to do his homework and explained everything he didn't understand at school, because she had been a teacher in the past. Kobe got used to the new house and Tom's visits. When Tom was due to come home from school, he would sit in the hallway in front of the door and wait, recognizing his footsteps from afar. With the appearing in Megan's life of Tom and the dog, the woman had no recollection of her illness. But after a while, she suddenly felt a little worse. She often had high blood pressure and a headache. With fear, Megan went to the doctor, thinking that these were harbingers of her imminent passing away. The day before the appointment, she had hardly slept, sighing and listening to herself. She was preparing herself for the worst. Kobe was awake too, and his eyes glittered in the light of the night lamp. The next day, she had tests and a CT scan. And a few days later, Megan was sitting in the doctor's office again, waiting with a doomed look for his verdict. But the doctor looked at her in surprise and asked where she had had chemotherapy or surgery to remove it. The woman replied that she hadn't done anything, because last time she was assured that it was all useless, and she was given a maximum of 6 months to live. The doctor was puzzled and ordered repeated tests in a month. But even after a month, the cancer was not confirmed. Megan did not believe in miracles, and decided that most likely her tests had somehow been mixed up, and she had been diagnosed based on someone else's documents. She came home and felt like she was 20 years old again. She took the leash and went for a walk with Kobe. Perhaps he was that magician who took her from her thoughts of death. It's true, what you believe will happen, so she decided definitely live longer. Kobe stayed with Megan forever, and Tom used to visit them. The woman often thought that thanks to the doctor's mistake, she began to sort out old things, went to throw them away late at evening, found friends behind the trash bin, and her life began to play with new colors. Dear friends, if you liked this story, subscribe to our channel, like it, and write your comments.